Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how I drew this picture of the enormous crocodile. So get your paints ready, get your pencil ready, get your pen ready, and let's get going. Okay, I'm going to start off by drawing a line down the middle of my page, long way like this. Okay, so that's the horizon, that's the edge of the water. Then I'm going to draw the enormous crocodile coming out of this water. So about halfway, okay, I'm just going to think about halfway, I'm just going to draw a sausage shape coming out of the water like this, okay, and then I'm going to use that as an idea for how I'm going to fit my enormous crocodile in here. All right, so this sausage shape just coming straight out like so. Now I'm going to have a go at just thinking about where the eyes are going to go. So I'm just going to bring one eye, I'm going to draw two lumps like this. Okay, that's the top of his head, and then I'm just going to draw the eyes. I'm going to do one, and then the other one is just here, and he's going to be looking down like so, and then I'm going to do a little eyebrow on there and a little eyebrow on there. Alright, so that's the first part done, so that's his eye. Then I'm going to just bring that line all the way along, nice and long, and then I'm going to come round and all the way back down again. Okay, and then when I get, and this is just going to bend up towards that eye there. Then I'm going to draw the other side and just going to come along and get slowly further apart, okay, like that, and then I'm going to draw down, and there's the first part of my crocodile. Now I want my crocodile to be coming out of the water, so I'm just going to draw a couple of bumps down his back, and then he's going to be disappearing in the water. So this is where he's disappearing, and I'm going to draw a few ripples coming out from the back and the sides of the crocodile. So that's my ripples. Okay, that's that. I'm going to just bring this line's a bit high, so I'm just going to rub that out. Okay, so that was the middle of the page, but I'm just going to bring my line a little bit down, so that's the end of the water there. It's going to come out the back here. Just going to draw a couple of bushes there and some trees and bushes just here. Okay, just behind and over the crocodile's head, so just some idea of some bushes. So I'm just going to look at that, and that's not looking too bad. Just want to bring that up into a bit more of a point, and this one a bit more of a point, and then all I'm going to do is along here I will do the teeth, but at the moment I'm just going to leave it like that. So what I'm going to do now, okay, I'm going to have a go here at just adding in, but before I do I just want to really show you that crocodile again. So I'm just going to talk to you about how to draw this crocodile just a little bit. So I'm just going to do a really quick version. The key thing is, if you draw the eye, so just draw two humps, one eye, two eye, and then from that, okay, so just under one eye, you just start his snout is going to come right out. Then it comes back, you do a smiley sort of face, and then out, and then this one's not quite so big, so it's back. And then you do some things on his back like so. And then the easiest way to do teeth is just to do some zigzags all the way down. Okay, and that's the easy way to draw the enormous crocodile. All right, really, really straightforward. So let's come back to this one. So I'm going to find my pen. So I'm going to use my fountain pen on this one. And then first of all, I'm going to start off. On the leaves at the back here. Okay, so I finished the inking in here, and I've done the teeth individually, so I didn't do a zigzag all the way along like I've just shown you. I tried to draw the teeth individually to give it a bit more detail. Now I'm just going to come in, I'm just going to make sure I rub out all of my lines, okay, in this one, trying to keep it clean, and because I've done it nice and lightly, it rubs out nice and easily. Okay, so there's my image of my enormous crocodile. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to mix up some paint and show you how to paint him. This one's really easy because you only really need 3 different types of green. Okay, so I've mixed up 3 greens here. I've got one green that's just a leafy green here, that's just a normal sort of leafy olivey green. Then I've had some green here that I've mixed brown with, and then I've got here a sort of brighter green where I've mixed a quite bright green with one of the leafy greens. Okay, and so I'm just going to go with those 3 colours onto my page, and I'm going to start off by doing the background, so these leaves here with this leafy green, and I'm not going to worry about whether I'm keeping the lines. I'm just going to, and what I did want to do is keep that away from the crocodile. I want to keep some white, so I'm just going to come in. I'm going to just get rid of some of that colour from there. Okay, and then I'm going to come in the last little bit along the top here and just. And here you can see sometimes the lines define where the bush goes, but in this case it's going to be the paint that helps define where the lines go as well. Okay, so that's the first part. I'm going to allow that to dry, then I'm going to come in and do the crocodile. And in fact, if you leave some of the white around here, okay, so I'm just going to come in with some white, actually another way of getting rid of this colour is to put some water down on the paint you've wanted to get rid of, and then come in, and that lifts it out even better. So now I'm going to come in with my second green, which is a bit brighter, and I'm going to do, and with not so much water because I want this to be a quite dark green, I'm going to come in and do the crocodile. Okay, come along the bottom there, and just making sure I've got plenty of paint on my brush. Being careful around the eyes and around the mouth, go all the way along, and then all the way round, and I'm just going to fill in that. The crocodile, and I'm just pushing the paint around with the brush. Okay. It takes a bit of practice to know exactly how much paint you need. So there's my crocodile's head. Now, normally what I do here is, because I want the green to be a bit brighter, I'll let that dry, and then I'm going to do another coat of the green paint. That's called layering. So I'm going to do a green in 2 layers, but I'm going to allow that to completely dry now, otherwise it won't get the effect I want. Okay, so that's dried enough. It's still a little bit wet in places, but it's enough that I can carry on with this, because I don't mind if it merges a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to bring some of my browny green and carefully come around the edge of my crocodile here, and then not to worry too much about the rest. So I'm going to get around the crocodile first, and then up by here, and then come along by the bush, and that's that. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to do sort of these ripples. I'm doing a circular motion so that the paint goes on in the way that I want the water to ripple. So if it does leave a little bit of white, it's okay, because it looks like that the sun is shining on the surface of the water. Now I've done this classic thing where I've not mixed enough paint, okay, and so I'm just going to come in, I'm going to mix a bit more of that paint because I haven't made enough for the whole lot. Okay. So that should be right. So that's not too bad. It's a bit brown actually, so let's put a bit more green in it, a bit more water. Okay, it should be okay. Yeah, it's not too bad. Because what happens if you don't mix enough, you might not match it. And I want to leave a little bit of water on the bottom, so that's that. Now this effect here is called dry brushing. So what I've got here, I haven't got too much paint. You can see I haven't put too much, and it just brushes and scrapes along the surface of the water, and it gives it that nice effect there. Okay, it's called dry brushing. It's where you use almost a dry brush, and I'm just going to come in now. I'm just going to go over certain bits of it again. So I'm going to come over there and come like that and like that, and I'm just going to drag this around, making sure that I go in straight lines along, in some cases turn it around, and come along, so it looks like the water's rippling. So I'm happy with that water. Just make sure it's nice and dark along the top here. Under the crocodile, down by his mouth, and along there. Okay, now what I'm going to do then is one more last thing. I'm going to take some more of this brighter green, and now that the crocodile's almost dry, I'm just going to use that to layer over the top of the crocodile already, so it's going to make it darker. So I'm just going to come straight in, straight over the top, and you need to do this quickly and not brush too much, because you don't want to make the paint underneath go too wet again, because otherwise you might mark it and make it not so good. So I'm just going to come in and just do that as quickly as I can, and there it is, all nice and finished. So what? Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have fun drawing your own enormous crocodile coming out of the water, about to eat a small little child for its dinner. And I'll see you again soon with the next video.